Yo, what's up? I'm finally back, and yeah, it's taking me a minute to finally get this done, but we're here. So forgive me. I'm sorry. And yeah, there's also another montage gonna be like right behind this. I'm pretty sure, or if not, it's before this. We'll see how that works out. But yeah, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 4 of the Travelogue, where your boys gonna be going all types of places, playing different types of games. Mostly gonna be RPGs. But depending on what the wheel lands on, you might get something different at the end of the day. You'll find out soon enough. But yeah, welcome back to the channel. We are going to be talking about this indie RPG that I finished playing. Only took me like literally upwards of a weekend to really finish. It was only like, at the minimum, 7 to about 10 hours, and I finished it in about 8.5, I want to say. Called Jack Move. Developed by So Romantic Games under the helm of one man from the UK, and they're based in Taiwan. Ed Paris. I don't have a picture of him, can't really show you what he looks like. But yeah, he made one hell of an RPG, I had to say so myself. I'm giving my praises to it right now, but I'll kind of go a little bit more deep after I kind of touch a bit on the story, and I touch a little bit more on a couple of the other things, such as like the aesthetics of the game, the style of it, and all the other stuff. So you know how that goes in an interview. Gotta get a little detail for some of y'all to slightly care. If you do find yourself watching past this anyways, because I notice a lot of y'all don't like to sit through videos. But we ain't gonna talk about it. I'll see y'all on the other side. See y'all in just a minute. So the story of this game takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where everything is basically technologically based, and the people of the many places that are here, from Bright City up to Mono City down to the slums even, they're being watched and basically being advertised by this huge conglomerate known as Monomind. They are the ones here that are causing us our biggest problems here. They're our worst enemies, and our lead character, Noah Solaris, is one of the best hackers, divers to ever kind of step foot into the world as of right now, since she does have a pedigree of a genius father behind her. So yeah, but alongside Noah, she also has her best friend Ryder here that's been helping her go about doing these missions and everything under the sun. They're basically like the technological Robin Hoods of the place here. They take these missions on to keep Monomind from like taking over and causing just nothing but strife for the people as well. And they also do like little silly things too, but I'll talk about that maybe later or not. But the main point of the story is that Monomind has something that they want to do by getting Noah's father, Abner, who is the genius I mentioned earlier. He knows how to, at this point, he's done research to put the mind of a person into a computer, to get their subconscious, get like a digital copy of a person and put them up so they can be present there when the body's gone. It's an interesting thing, but one of the people that are like at the very top of Monomind really wants to get their hands on this research and do everything they can because they want immortality, but they also have another reasoning for that as well. I won't dive too deep into that in the event that you may find yourselves wanting to play it. I've only given you like the base story, so that's exactly what's going on here, and it's up to Noah and Ryder to figure out ways to stop this from happening. I think from a story standpoint of what this game intends to do with the player, it's very good and it's very straight to the point. Like, it doesn't waste any amount of your time getting you there once you even boot the game up. Like, once you hit start new game, you're like right in the thick of it, like right in the middle of a mission that Noah's about to start. I think the characters in this game are really solid, very charming too for such a short game. Like, everything is there. It gets you straight into the world with the small quests that the civilians around the way give you. And you can even start some of those same quests without really even knowing that you're starting them. The overworld of this game is very nice to look at because it puts you square in the middle of this post-apocalyptic world where everything kind of went haywire much sooner than it did. Technology all around you, a lost defunct place that some people just don't believe exists, and other things. Big tech-based city above the mid-place that most citizens now live in. There are ruins of places and such, and it's nice and compact enough to where you can explore a lot of it and get to every place you need to be in a very short amount of time. There are even your shops about and your NPCs about to help you get more information about them or just about the general areas that you explore. There's even lore placed about in like little small tablets in like certain areas, like maybe even in bars or maybe in mazes or in like major parts of like just any part that you end up traversing, you can end up learning more about the game and how like everything came to be. Now, in this game, speaking of the overworld, there's a lot of exploring to be had. Well, not a ton, but there's a lot of looting and looking around to go see things. You can go behind buildings, which thankfully this game actually gives like a shadow of your character through the buildings so you can see exactly where they are. So that's extremely helpful. But just like in any good RPG, anywhere you go, there is danger to be had. You can get into fights, and there's even a threat meter on the top right of the screen to tell you when a fight is close to happening, and you gotta love the transition screen to battle. And a nice feature that's also a part of this game, it has a way to let you increase or decrease the encounter rate, or you could just flat out turn it off if you just want to go around and explore and get treasures. So alongside talking about battling and running into danger, this is basically your standard turn-based game with a timeline across the top of the screen. You get your abilities from having to upgrade her deck. Noah has a little deck that ends up being like basically a computer, and you do gain new abilities right throughout the story as you progress, called jack moves. These are your big AoE moves that deal massive damage to all the enemies on screen, and doubly so if you hit the weaknesses and the elemental triangle is present, with cyberware, wetware, and electroware as your main elements. They all kind of circle back upon each other, as you know. And there's also physical attacks, and you can also do defending or caching, which is kind of like a way to gain an extra turn before the enemy attacks you again. So you can guard, they can take their turn, but even though you have a turn right after them, you gain another turn behind that. And you'll see that in the timeline. It'll help you out with trying to prioritize what moves you need to make, so that way you can strategize how you can go about getting through the fight. It helps a ton when you're trying to gain footing through boss fights. It's super helpful. And it also does it simply because it's just you versus whatever you may find on screen. You could be 1v1ing, or you could be 1v2ing, or 1v3ing in this game. It does happen simply because you are the only character fighting. It's really interesting. Now I'm sure you're asking, well, you talked about the battle, what else do you have in this game? Well, I gotta say, this game has a nice little customization system in place to help you get the most out of your battles. Noah's deck can be customized with different pieces of hardware and software that you can buy in shops to give her the skills needed to win any fight that comes across. And the skills can come from software, which will give you things from cyberware attacks, wetware attacks, and electroware attacks. But you can also learn to get a piece of software that does give you physical skills that'll make you be able to hit multiple times in one go. Or if you're looking to do hardware, you can expand the RAM on the thing that you have on your deck, which will give you room for even more skills to even heal yourself, to take away status ailments, to debuff your enemies, buff yourself. Or you could get like certain hardware that'll even help you get passives, such as like the auto scan, so that way you could always see your opponent's HP and their weaknesses right then and there. Or you can get something that helps you get the first turn in every single encounter that you come across, maybe aside from boss fights. I can't really say, but it is fun to sit here with this. It's not the deepest customization in the world, but it is a very solid customization thing for such a small game, and I like it. So to kind of wrap my thoughts up here about this game, I don't have a lot bad to say about it. I just think that I would like to see a sequel if possible, but this game right here was pretty good, and I think it ended in a spot where it could have a sequel. So I don't know if they're working on that or not. If they are, hi, I hope you are, because I would definitely buy the next game. I would definitely, I would spend my money on that. But I have to say, if you are a fan of indie RPGs or just JRPG inspired indies, this is one that I would recommend you pick up. For $20, you're getting a very straight shot of a story that is super solidly written. The characters are fun, charming. The art style in this game is solid. I like how everything looks here. It works fine for the game. The soundtrack is pretty solid too. And the best part, for those of you that don't have a lot of time on your hands, if you're just working or kind of got things all over the place, or life is a little busy with you, you can finish this game within 8 to maybe 11, 12 hours, depending on how you want to do it. This game is actually really that short. Like, it wraps up pretty well, but I think it ends at a spot where there is room for a sequel to happen. But yes, you don't even need to force grinding in this game like you would with any other like major, large, big time RPG where you have to spend time trying to get better to beat the next thing, because once you get towards the end, the game asks you, are you at level 21 or level 22, if I remember that correctly. And also, the game does allow you to set the encounter rate to your liking, so you can set it to just be normal, or you could increase it, or you could lessen it to do what you need to do, or you could just flat out turn it off so you can explore like I told you earlier. But like I said, if you've gotten to level 22, you've done all the side quests, which there aren't a lot of those. There's like maybe, I want to say about, it's in double digits, I'm going to say about 10 to 12, maybe even 13 or 14 of them, I think. Don't quote me on that. I want to say about 10. And you can work the end game out easily. If you go any higher in level past like 22 or 23, it's kind of on you, And having more levels isn't a bad thing, because you want to make sure you can hit things as hard as possible with whatever cyberware, wetware, or electroware you have. And coming from me, a guy who really enjoys super long games, or at least enjoys like the 30 to 40, 50 hour game, you would get a lot out of this one. Go get it now, I would say, or wait on a sale. Truthfully, this game is actually really damn solid. I think it's on most platforms, so you can find it on the Switch, you can find it on the PlayStation, and you can find it on Steam. You can definitely find a way to play this, and you definitely won't regret the purchase. Everything in this game is so like tech and computer based. If you like that type of thing, and you like kind of almost a sci-fi like feel, a futuristic sci-fi feel, or maybe even like just, if you just a tech head in general, play this game. It's really good, man. For 8 to 12 hours, you can't beat that. So yeah, I don't have much else I'd like to say, but I'll see y'all next time for the next review, which, hold on just 1 second.
Moments later.
Alright, so this is how I usually pick my games for me to play on stream, do the reviews, and I'm still trying to get the Fury playthrough out. I need to go and actually edit that footage. Soon, very soon, I'm gonna have to work on getting that Fury footage put out. It's probably gonna be all through December that I try to get that out. But yeah, let us get the spin going to see what our next review game is. We got quite a few on there. We got 18 games if we counting by these colors sitting up here. That's what, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. 18 different games. Most of them are pretty damn short, but there's a couple of them in there that got some length to them. But we about to see what's what. I'm going to hit the button, and I'm gonna take these glasses off because then everything will be a blur. So I don't want to see what the game is. Tunic. I still need to take that off because I'm about to run out of my PlayStation Plus, and I counted on PS Plus. So hold on. Let us spin again for that. Hold up. I didn't expect it to land on that because I don't know if I'm gonna have it. I've been having some troubles as of recent. So yeah. Okay, that's a game I actually have, that I actually like flat out have on my system. Okay, Mighty Goose. That is one of those indie action games, and let's see if I can get my knowledge on those. I've played my Mega Mans and my Contras and my Metal Slugs, so maybe I can have a little insight on that one. I'm gonna also take Tunic off this wheel too, so let's remove Mighty Goose, and yeah. So next time y'all see me come on this channel, Mighty Goose will be the next review. So I love y'all. Take care, and see y'all next time now.